Hey, welcome to Travel Tuesday Happy Hour, where we interview dope people doing dope things with one thing in common, the love for travel. We have a great guest lined up. Grab a drink, stay tuned. What's going on, travel fam? If you ever thought about starting a podcast, check out Anchor. Anchor is free. Anchor will provide you tools to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast to multiple streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Everything you need right in one app. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Upset. What's up, Cuzzo? How you doing?
Hey, cuz, I'm good.
Hey, look, people. Don't I have just such beautiful family? Oh my gosh, man. Look. So what's going on? Tell us who you are and what do you do?
Okay, hey y'all. I am Tyra. I am a full-time Master of Public Health student right now, set to graduate in May virtually, and I'll have my second degree. So yeah, I'm just a full-time student right now, and I was working on campus, but since campus is closed, that's kind of been put on a halt. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, cool. So what got you to traveling?
Definitely. I mean, like one of your earlier guests was talking about, how they're Ghanaian and, we're Haitian. So my first trip was outside of the country to Haiti. That was when I was super young. But we went back when I had recently graduated undergrad. And that just opened my eyes to so many things. And it gave me, I guess, real life education. And that just intrigued me to want to travel more whenever I have more free time. So that was the kick.
Okay. So what keeps you traveling?
I think definitely stress. That sounds crazy, but I think like things that happen here in the U.S. just kind of reminds me like, dang, there are so many beautiful places out there, so many beautiful people, and like I want to get more of a peace of mind. And it's 5 o'clock somewhere. There's beaches at other places. I'm like, I want to see that. Life is short.
That's what's up. So what are some of your top maybe 5 places to visit? If it's not 5, your top places to visit.
Yeah. So since I'm more of a novice traveler, I'm not as experienced.
It's all good. Listen. So let's take a couple steps back. Were you traveling while you were in college?
So when I was in college, I was playing collegiate volleyball. So I was traveling for sports. And that was somewhat like a job. So, we were traveling, you can't really choose to stay back. But we were traveling more so inside of the United States, going over to the West Coast, going down to Miami, Texas. And that was fun. That was definitely fun. But, you learn so many different new like dialects. You can see, okay, Texas is a lot different from Georgia. It has the heat that Georgia has, but it's just a little different. But that's pretty much what I was doing on a collegiate level. But I want to, travel more internationally, and I've gotten a chance to do that a little bit this past year. So I do have, a top 5, maybe a couple places that I do want to go in the foreseeable future when we're allowed to.
So what are those?
Yeah, so I definitely I want to visit Ghana. I know that sounds like so cliche, but from
it's not cliche. Go ahead, go. That's what you want to do. That's all that matters.
It is what I want to do.
Right.
I definitely want to see Montreal.
Hold up, you haven't been to Montreal and you're Haitian? How is that possible?
I know, that's crazy. Isn't
Your
it
whole
crazy?
Family's been to Montreal. How have you not been to Montreal?
I've been in school the whole time. I've just been in school. But yeah, I mean, like Montreal, I would love to see the UK. I think even though, they have like rainy weather, whatever, I've just been doing a little bit of research. That's a place that I want to go to. Sierra Leone, and probably the 5th place, but probably Uruguay. One of my closest friends, she was just there because she was taking classes in Argentina studying public health, and she got a chance to take a trip to Uruguay, and she said it was beautiful. And she was there for Black History Month too, so I got to learn a little bit about that, during her trip.
Ah, super, super, super. So, because I think you alluded to it earlier, you're now going to school virtual. So how has the coronavirus kind of impacted personal, school, travel, work?
Wow. So in a lot of ways, definitely now that classes are more so online, people that might not really know how to use Zoom, that might delay classes a little bit. Curriculum has changed just a little bit, but not entirely too much. And it's definitely affected, my meetings and having to meet with my professors, especially because, I'm doing like my thesis or my graduate research right now. So things have been kind of up and down, but definitely they've figured out ways to make sure that we get that done. My mom is an ICU nurse, so on the personal side of things, she's been very cautious, especially with, other family members having diabetes, that people are at high risk. So everything has changed pretty much in the house. I mean, everybody's clean, everybody knows how to wash their hands. Right. But, if you go out, you leave your shoes outside or you leave them, in the garage or something. But we're just taking a lot more precautions. But I've seen it probably change more of my mental a little bit, because I'm very extroverted. I love being around people. And I've had to find ways to have, happy hour FaceTimes with my friends, or, take my dog out a couple extra times, a day. So that's pretty much how it's impacting me. But then it's been, it's been, a little positive too, because I'm going into the public health field. So it's opening a lot more opportunities, especially after graduation. So it's not too bad of a thing.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, for the novice traveler, all right, what would you say would be an advice? What would be some advice you would give a novice traveler, right? Because you said you just started traveling, really. So, what are some things that you would tell people to really get them off the ground?
Starting, get your passport. If you are an American citizen, you were born here, I feel like there are reasons why you might not have a passport, but you can only go to Miami a couple of times. You only go to Vegas a couple of times. There's so much more out there. I feel like the benefits to traveling or learning to travel early, like I was saying earlier, ensures your peace of mind. You get real life education. You can create memories for a lifetime. And I think you can basically, it broadens your horizons. I think seeing, that they might do siesta in Spain, just reading that in a book is a lot different than actually being there and experiencing that with Spaniards and people who live there. So, I don't know, I would just encourage people to want to see more, to want to learn more. And, you might end up learning more about yourself, too, in the process.
So have you been traveling with a group, solo, or kind of one or two friends?
So it's been the last trip that I went to Europe with my boyfriend. But I've traveled with friends and family. That's pretty much what I've done. But I want to get to the point where I could travel on my own and maybe not be so anxious, or I guess let myself be a barrier. So I want to get to that point, but it's just been with close people at the moment, just experiencing that with other people. So
that's dope, because last week we had my other cousin. She was talking about how she likes to travel alone. And it's really about just being smart on how you travel, right? Being alert and just making sure you do your research before you go out. I think she said she did Bali by herself.
Wow.
And her biggest obstacle was a language barrier. But even then, she was able to find people kind enough to kind of help her along the way. And the other reason she mentioned it was because sometimes waiting on people, you'll never go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So
That's very true.
so has any of your trips or anything been canceled because of the coronavirus? I know you're in school, but
Mhm. Well, definitely, like I said, I'm set to graduate virtually in May, but there was a trip that I used to take with a couple of girlfriends, just like a birthday trip. That's been canceled. Two of my friends are getting married this year, and the travel plans for that have kind of halted because we don't really know what's going to happen right now. They're talking about opening back up certain states,
hmm
but we've been kind of trying to follow travel restrictions and things like that. So it's kind of just been put on a halt. I mean, there's some little benefits to saving some money, but it's just kind of out in the open right now. Like no one really knows what's going on. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're just kind of focusing on what they're doing. So we don't know yet.
Okay. Your brother wants to know what are your plans after graduation?
Oh, he's hilarious. Okay. So I've actually been accepted into a PhD program.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah. Lastly I got
Let's go.
accepted.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going to be getting my PhD at Texas A&M University. So I'll be moving to Texas. So if you know anybody in Texas, if you have friends, I don't know anybody out there yet. So maybe I'll come visit. But yeah, I'm going to get my third degree, work on that doctorate.
Look at this. Dope people doing dope things. That's what's up. That's what's
Thank
up.
you. I appreciate it.
So that's what else is going on other than that? Is just those are the only things?
Oh yeah, just basically keeping my options open as far as maybe a temporary position over the summer, especially with the COVID-19 response, and just seeing how I could help because I want to be able to, communicate with underserved communities, minority communities, because we're kind of getting the brunt end of everything at the moment, just with like health disparities, the number of cases, mortality cases. And I want to be able to help. So like I'm open to traveling, like the summer is pretty much open for me. So I'm just trying to be a public health professional, get out here, help my community, and hopefully make a difference.
So what in public health? I mean, we have a few more minutes left. So what in public health is kind of your area of interest? In
Yep.
case we have some people on the live that can definitely help you along the way.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. So originally I have a background in public relations. So I did a lot of communications and a little bit of media work in my undergrad institution. Then I went into the public health sector doing more of like health communications, and I've grown some interest to global health. But my PhD program is going to be in health education. So basically just disseminating information. I worked a little bit in evaluation. But yeah, just health education and educating the masses. So that's where a lot more of my interests are. And I'm not opposed to research as well. Because, that's how we gain knowledge. So, yeah.
So y'all heard it first. We got our doctor, she's soon to be doctor. All right, we had a couple doctors on before, but soon to be doctor. Dr. Montour. That sounds dope. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
We still won't call you Tyra. I don't care what you say. But definitely appreciate you jumping on. And once again, thank you for giving me this time and opportunity. And I really appreciate you sharing your story about your travel, you, and what your aspirations are. So,
thanks for allowing me to. I appreciate you.
All right, no problem. All right, you have a good one, and we're gonna hope.
Another dope conversation. Keep traveling and stay safe. Until next time, peace.